Hello, YouTubers. This is Zombie38 here, and every arcade fan will love what I'm going to do today. I have Doug Mack from Galloping Ghost here in Brooksville, Illinois. The great Doug Mack. I will have the pleasure to interview him for all you guys. My channel rocks, so you know that Zombie 38 brings you the best of the best, and the Galloping Ghost is the best arcade in the world and the biggest. Here, Mac, how are you, sir?
Doing great. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for accepting my interview.
Of course, I appreciate you being here.
So this interview is gonna be brief but tasty. So here's the first question for you, Doug. What is the goal of Galloping Ghost? What strives to do to achieve with all these massive collections that you have of arcades?
So, the Galloping Ghost brand started with Galloping Ghost Productions, and the goal behind that was to make arcade games to help rejuvenate and revitalize the arcade scene.
Yeah.
And it's really evolved and grown, and by the time we opened the Galloping Ghost Arcade, it became kind of a mission of preservation and just showing and giving everybody a place to play all the rarest games that they probably had never seen.
Right.
We were so fortunate because of our production background to have so many friends within the industry, and with that we started to see a lot of prototypes and one-of-ones and just outrageously rare things, and it was so awesome to be able to put it on the floor and let everybody enjoy it and play it and come in from all over the world to try these games that they probably never
So
seen
one
before.
thing brought another.
Absolutely, it's always
Like-
been.
just like the fiction, one thing leads to another.
There
You go. Okay, so regarding also more or less on that line, what motivated you to be into this arcade business that is basically growing more and more? If you have noticed, part of that success that growth is Galloping Ghost and probably other arcades around USA.
So it was very much when we opened in 2010, pretty much the only time you heard about arcades was when they were closing. And it was apparent to us that, like, we looked at all the arcade models of like historically and just the pay-per-play model, and it seemed just to us dated, and it was always about making single games earn as much money as possible. And we looked at ways to change that, and we wanted to make it more about letting people get really good at the game. Like, how could you keep people there, and not make it about the money, and make it about, like, because that was always the thing. If once you ran out of money, you left the arcade.
Exactly.
So this allowed them to stay and allowed them to get really good at games, and they would try games that they had never played before, going with a door play model or with a pay at the door fee.
Right.
And it was just kind of an evolution to it. And once we were able to prove that the business model worked and you could bring tens of thousands of people, and now we see 80,000 people through the door a year, in that more places felt comfortable to open an arcade. And ultimately the goal is to, with productions, show that it's viably sound to release new arcade games, because we'd love to see companies like Capcom and NetherRealm, which was pretty much Midway back in the day, and Namco keep releasing new arcade games because the demand is there.
Cool, very cool. Excellent reply from Doug. Thank you. The third question: how do you decide what arcade you will be showing on Monday Mystery Game?
So the Monday Mystery Game, it's different from week to week. Like, sometimes it's situational of, like, we have this game ready, so this is what's gonna go on the floor.
Right.
Sometimes it'll be we'll get something new in, and I'll just be so excited I'll build a cabinet up, and that's what we're going to be putting out. Sometimes we'll hear people talking about something, or it'll be relevant to things going on, and we've got still about 150 games in the vaults So there's so many choices and so many games that we're excited to put on the floor.
Uh-huh.
It's sometimes hard to only do one a week.
Yes, I bet there's hard decisions to make.
It can be. It
Mhm.
can be. So
Mhm.
it's nice that we still have a lot of options, and it's just usually pretty situational.
Okay. Does somebody else influence the decision of bringing a game, or like some of your staff, someone on your staff, or is only by you? You're the boss, you know.
I tend to, like, we do look at the last few weeks of games that we put out, and we talk about it, and pretty much even the people here,
Mhm.
like, as close of a tight-knit team that we are,
Mhm.
they don't know what's in the vaults themselves.
That's even better.
So sometimes they'll just be like, "Oh, you should put up a shmup game or a light gun game,"
Uh-huh.
and then I'll be like, "Okay, well, I know I have this and this, and I really want to play this one." And I bet if we know people are coming in from out of town, we'll kind of use that as decisions too. So it's from what the people on staff know, they can give some influence and stuff, but without full knowledge of everything in the vaults, it's
Make it more interesting.
yeah.
So,
I try to surprise them too. So
that's cool. That's cool. Very good. Thank you, sir. Okay. Question number 4. If for any reason, this is more silly side, if for any reason you have to leave all these wonderful arcades behind you, but you have the chance to grab one, you know, put it in a hand truck and run away because there's a disaster or something, which arcade game would you take with you as an emergency situation, you know?
I'd probably stay with them. If the place was on fire, I'd probably stay with it. I'd go up with it.
Awesome. Awesome answer. He's a captain. He will die. He will sink with his ship.
I would hate to think being without it. So
Awesome. Awesome answer. I like it. I love it. Okay, last one, but not least. What is the production status of Dark Present, the arcade that you're locally producing?
So Dark Presence, we've been in production for the game for the longest time. We are trying to get it wrapped up this year.
Mhm.
We were hoping to be done in July or so. We've always been kind of off with our release dates, so whenever it's done, you'll see it first on the Galloping Ghost arcade floor for a final testing, and then it'll disappear for probably a month or two. So once that final testing happens,
Okay.
we're getting very, very close.
So you probably will say that you even put it on the mystery game, and then it's Dark Presence.
That's going to be a hard choice because I would love to unveil it as a Monday mystery game, but it being such an important game to us, we want to have a big launch party for it.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how we are
that's even
able
better.
to,
You heard that,
schedule
Scott?
it.
Okay, finally, what message you would like to say to all the arcade fanatics out there? Like, what, if they're collecting or if they're just people that likes to travel and play here and at this business, what message you would like to say to them in terms of your business or the collecting or even music? You notice he has a good collection of guitars and instruments from other parts of the world. So he's an all-around guy. He's not just arcade, and we love that because that make us feel better that his character is not only onto video games. He's a more rounded guy, and we love that. So what message do you think?
We love seeing people traveling. We love hearing what they're playing. So if anybody is coming out to the arcade, make sure you're talking to the people there. Like if you want to talk, let us know you're coming, and because it's important. Like we try to connect with everybody down there and talk to everybody,
Yes.
and it's so awesome to hear everybody's stories about why video games are so important,
Right.
and to the point. Like it gets people to travel in from all over the world, and hearing those stories, It's awesome. And even on a day-to-day basis, the reasons why people are there. Some people are there having a great day. Some people are there, they're having a bad day, using video games and the culture and the community to make their day better. So that's really the big thing for us. Like, we love hearing those stories.
Great answer. Well, I will thank everyone watching this video, and I will thank Doug.
Thank you, man.
And
Thank you.
and he created, basically, he kicked off all this arcade business again. And basically here at Galloping Ghost, he created the mecca of video games, fanatics and arcade nuts. And we all like to gather here, and we are giving him a big thank you for all this effort that is not easy at all. And thank you again, Mac. Thank you. Have a great day, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
Have a great
Appreciate
day.
it. Thank
See
you.
ya.